let's add routing to our React Redux tic-tac-toe. For it, we are going to, in the first place, install React Router DOM, then split our application and restructure the code. We will render either game or main depending on the URL or what happens, and finally we will install it with Redux with connected React Router and modifying the Redux provider. We have a GitHub repo as always with 2 branches. We will start from Redux step 1 and we will go to Redux step 2. So you have here the code, you can see it online or download it just to start from the same point that I am going to do. Okay, let's code. The first thing that I am going to do is to install this npm package, this library, and I wait for it to be installed because I need it to work. Perfect. This has installed 4.3.1 of this library. Let's continue. Now what we have to do is to restructure our application. We can create a new folder here for the game. We call it tic-tac-toe. In fact, we could have, for example, several folders with different games in the future. And now here we move our components up, board, header, and square. Now we rename app for game, or tic-tac-toe, or whatever name you want to give it. And as we introduced a new folder here, we have to change the imports with one extra upper folder here and here. We rename app for game, just for consistency. And in the Redux provider, if we want to test everything, instead of app, we import game. This is just for testing, we will remove it, just to see that everything continues working. And we launch the development server, and if the user interface is okay, the new structure is perfect. And we are going to continue with the next step. Okay, remember that the application that we want to build is this one, where we have now a header where the user can click on the different routes or the different links, a main component that will render either a home, a very simple component with just a message, or the game that will have or a form or the tic-tac-toe game. Okay, so now we are going to structure our application to have a header and a main component. Let's do it. Let's code it. Come on, here. We have to add a new component, very easy, home.jsx. This component you can copy just to avoid typos. Extends react.component, and this is just a function render that returns just a div. That says, hello, this is the front page. We will add some style. This is just for the moment a div. This is a very easy component, and we are going to create now header. Again, import React from React, and the same structure, default class header, This component will have a header tag with everything inside. Remember that you can only return one component or an array. This header tag will have an h1 saying welcome to tic-tac-toe, and after it will have the possibility to choose the link or the URL or the root. That is a nav component or a nav tag, the standard HTML5 tag, and inside it we are going to use a special component that React Router DOM provides. It is called navlink, and it's a link to go to different parts of this routing that we are adding. So we can import it from React Router DOM, and we can use it inside this nav that we just created. So it's navlink, this special component that we just imported. It has a param exact just to match the root and to see if it should be active or not, and if it matches slash, and the content is the text that the user reads. Just for simplicity, I will copy it, and I will change a little bit the structure, and the second root will be new, and the third one will be continue. The second text, new game, because here is where will we create a new match, a new game, and the third will be continue with a call to the backend. The final component that we have to create is the main component, main.jsx, and as always we start from import React from React and export default class main strings react.component. This is just another functional component that will return a nav or a div as a main component, and inside it will have to decide if it shows the home or the game. For that, we will use a special component that is called root. We will import it from the same library or npm package from React Router DOM, and we will have also to import game from tic-tac-toe / game, and the other alternative to be rendered home from home. So this component, what we'll do is we'll use root to render or home component if the path is slash and the path exact, because slash is included in many other paths. I remember you that exact or any attribute by default is true, and if it is not present it will be false, and the component to be rendered in this case will be home. So this root component is very easy to use. You just have to say if you want to match exact or not, the path to be matched, and the component to be rendered. And the other two alternatives will be, in this case I'm not going to use exact, although I could in fact. The second root will be, or path will be new, and the component in the second case will be game. And in the third case, the path will be slash continue. The paths are the same as we used in nav links, continue, and the component in this third case will have params, but as we haven't implemented it yet, we will use the same component game. But in the future we will include here a special param continue that game will receive, and if continue is present, it will perform this Ajax call. So now we have these three possibilities, and this special component will render each one of them depending on the root. Okay, let's continue.